Right, welcome ladies and gents. So, Prey, the Predator prequel movie. I say prequel, I mean, it's just set before. Releases next week, Wednesday, if I remember rightly. So it's out very soon. Disney Plus in the UK, Hulu elsewhere. And we've got some new interviews. We've got some new stills. The stills aren't that great, but they're fine. So we've got these new stills, and I was like, oh, great new headline, you know. Headline's epic. Prey still fully reveal the new Predator design. We've seen more than this, but we'll take a look at them anyway. I was just expecting it to be... I was expecting a little bit more with this as a headline, because we've seen more of the monster itself, the alien, the Yautja, than what these give us. But never mind. And then we also have an interview here with Amber Thunder and Dakota Beavers. So Amber Thunder's our lead. Dakota Beavers plays Tabe Naru, Amber Thunder's character's brother. And they comment about seeing the Predator on set for the first time. I think these kind of comments are always interesting and fun. They sort of play it up a little bit to the camera. In terms of, oh, we could take it, all this kind of stuff. But I still think it's interesting nonetheless. So let's take a look first and foremost at these new stills. You know, regardless where you sit on any of this stuff, I do think the cinematography looks good. These are stills. We don't know whether these are stills, i.e. they're taken from the film itself, or they are, just previs photography stills. We don't know. I'm keen to see this dog in action, to be honest. I think having Amber Thunder's character sort of work alongside her canine friend, I think could be quite an interesting dynamic and quite nice. It's quite heartwarming. Everyone loves a doggo, so yeah. But again, this was all shot, I think it was in Toronto. Is it Toronto? I can't remember. It was in Canada somewhere. I don't want to say Toronto and get it completely wrong, but it was in Canada somewhere. And it's such a beautiful location that they were shooting in. Absolutely amazing. And I think it looks good. I think the outfits look good. I think everything looks pretty decent here, to be honest. This Comanche chief has been eating too many pork pies, very clearly. I didn't think Comanche got fat, to be honest, but never mind, I could be wrong. But it all looks pretty decent. They had... One of the executive producers is a Native American. So she worked on this and obviously advised on this as well. She stars in it as well, just as an FYI. I don't know if it's this character or not, but I know she stars in this film. I don't know if she was just an extra on horseback, but there was some commentary about it. But it's beautifully lit, lots of natural lighting. This is obviously that sort of golden hour sort of light creeping through. It all looks great. All looks really, really good. And then we start to move down here towards some of the more interesting aspects. Like, I have no idea what this is on the floor. I have no idea at all. I'm very curious about what this is. It looks almost like guts and entrails. And then obviously move further and further down, and it gets, it starts hotting up even more. I think there's some commentary about fur trappers in this. But again, could be wrong with that as well. But that seems to be a fur trap. And then we have the Predator. Now, I really like the way this suit looks. I've said this before. I think the suit, they've nailed it this time. I think they've nailed the proportions. It's less bodybuilder, more athlete, which is what the first one was, and they should have stuck to that sort of look. AVP moved them into the realms of bodybuilders, and it just wasn't right. It just didn't look right. This is more of an athlete, and I like the look of this. I think this looks great. The musculature of the suit is great. If you know anything about the human body, it replicates that near perfectly. It's very bang on, and it's not completely symmetrical either side, which again it shouldn't be. Having some slight differences between each side, is what it should be. And again, I think they've nailed it. And it's so good to see this in real life, just out there in the wilderness. I think that's so cool. We've seen this still already, so we've seen this one. And then we move down to here. Not overly sure what this is. I thought this was something related to a dog before, but I don't think it is. It's clearly something to do with the fur trappers, because down here you can see obviously the box of traps and stuff like that, and then the predator walking in. So it would seem that he's hunting both the fur trappers as well as the Comanche by the looks of it. He's just having a right old time hunting people. But this is seemingly all from a very similar scene, right? Because if you look at the blood on her face there, blood on her face there, blood on her face there. It's the same blood. So this seems to follow subsequent, you know, it's like a, I mean, I'm not saying we're seeing something in linear time, but it's all very, very much the same scene, right? They are tied together, just due to the markings. Again, good lighting here. This one's a bit bland. But there you go. There's the new stills. I think they're great. And then we have commentary about seeing the predator for the first time. So Amber says, I saw the predator first, I think by accident. I heard whispers of some sort of show and tell happening and saw people slowly disappearing. So I was like, what's going on over there? I snuck over, looked, and in the woods I saw this creature. And he was moving, you know, the head, the mouth. I went, I could take him. This is what I mean by them talking up a little bit. That was what I said. That was my instinct. For some reason, I thought, oh, I could fight that. It was far less intimidating than I imagined. And then, she continued, immediately after my Naru brain, I went back to my brain and was like, no, that's wild. It's a giant monster. It was very cool to see, especially as so much of it is practical. And it's the suit and animatronic head that takes 4 people to run for just the face. Seeing that for the first time was wild. Now, Dakota says, the first time I saw him, he was walking through the trees in a suit. I was like, holy crap, that's pretty cool. When Tabe sees the predator for the first time, he says in Comanche, that's some crazy shit. It was similar for me. So it's interesting that they've also kind of revealed what he was going to say, or what he does say, sorry, in Comanche, which is, that's some crazy shit. But there you have it. Again, this stuff's just her playing up to the camera. I could take him. It's like, all right, fine, whatever. I could fight that. It's like, sure. I mean, we know you're going to. But it'd be nice for it'd be nice if someone had come out and said, you know what, it was terrifying. That's more confidence instilling than someone just going, I could take him. Ugh. Anyway, there you go. What do you guys think? New stills, yay or nay? Does it look good? Let me know what you think. Cheers, guys. Take care. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box, along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.